Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I have my husband with me. I'm so excited because you guys don't understand the amount of work, the amount of bribing, the amount of sex it took to get this man on this channel. No, I'm just joking. But I'm really excited and I'm so happy that he's here because I just love creating content with him. So yeah, in this video,
I said we in there.
Yeah, we are in there. So in this video, we're gonna be talking about the mindset of a successful content creator. And I wanted to bring my husband on because very early on in our marriage, I saw how his mindset was so different from mine. And he was able to achieve, like, I remember he started his YouTube channel and within the first year, he hit like 10,000 subscribers. And it just blew my mind. Like, it literally still blows my mind to this day. And I had been on YouTube for so many years.
It was like 7 at that point, I think.
And literally have not seen that. And now he's at 80,000 subscribers on YouTube.
86K.
Oh, 86,000 subscribers on YouTube, 12,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah,
and I really know that a lot of that success has to do with his mindset. So I wanted to kind of just ask him a few questions about where his mindset was at, and then I'm gonna also ask him to explain like where my mindset has been at all these years and what he's seen in the last year for me to like make the changes that I've made, where I've grown from 1,700 followers to 50,000. So we're gonna kick it off. You ready, babe?
Let's do it.
Okay, so babe, in the first year when you started YouTube, I remember we had a conversation.
Yep.
You came to me and you were like, babe, I'm gonna hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. And do you remember my response?
I think you said something like, babe, you know what? I like the sound of it. It sounds good, but don't get your hopes up. He said, don't get your hopes up. I've been doing this for 7 years and I haven't even gotten to 1,000 subscribers or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, so I think you said something about like, I just don't want you to be disappointed.
Yeah. And I was saying that, like, it's so crazy looking back. I can't even believe I said that to him. I was in a really negative place when it came to YouTube. Like, and I just didn't want him to be hurt and disappointed the way that I had been hurt and disappointed when it came to YouTube. And I was just like, one thing about Elijah is he sets these astronomical goals. And I'd be like, bro, how are you gonna achieve this thing? But he actually knocks it out of the park. And that was the first time that I was able to see like his mindset and my mindset and just like the contrast between the two of us. Right. So what did you do in that first year to hit 10,000 subscribers?
Worked my that's off. But nah. So I think in the first year, really, like going into it, I had no experience with YouTube. I mean, I had kind of seen what you were doing.
He saw what I was doing. It wasn't working.
I think starting off, because I was just so ignorant, I took a lot of time before I even created a video and looked at what the successful people in the space were doing. Mm-hmm. So before I even created my first video, before I knew how to work a camera, before I knew about lighting and audio, all that good stuff, I spent time to learn my space. You know, so for me, I went in, you're doing lifestyle. For those of you who don't know, the channel she's talking about on YouTube is Gifted Hands Music, which is my music school. I have an online music school. And so I teach gospel musicians how to improve their skills, right? And so there's a very small niche for that on YouTube and online pretty much. So yeah, I took a lot of time just to figure out what's the content that people are searching for, right? What are the things that people are having issues with? And then I think the biggest difference, or like the biggest factor in kind of that explosive growth over the first couple of years, has been finding blue oceans. So
can you explain what that is?
Yeah. So like finding blue oceans, a blue ocean term I got from a book, Blue Ocean Strategies. But a blue ocean is essentially when you're in a space, right? When you're in a niche or when you're in a specific market, and there are holes or there are products or services missing that a customer needs, that somebody actually wants, but just nobody's created the product, nobody's created the service. And so it's like this untapped gold mine essentially in business, to where if the first person to jump on, it doesn't even matter if they're the best, but the first person to jump onto this idea, this concept, this product, this service is going to have exponential growth just because of the fact that they're the only one doing it.
Wow.
So I think I was able to find some of those holes.
It's so crazy because you started off your YouTube channel with strategy right from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't take any chances. He was like, let me do my research, let me look into this, let me see where I can do. I remember at one point you even were looking at like other I think it was like viral sounds or music when you were doing was it the Kevon Stage stuff?
So
No, not Kevon Stage. What was it?
Oh, Carter.
Kevon Carter.
Well, yeah, so that came out about, because, all right, so I set the 10,000 subscriber goal for the first year, right?
Right.
And then I think when I finally started making content, we were probably like 4 or 5 months in. Mm-hmm. And I think I had like 100 something, 200 subscribers. Maybe it might have been like 400 subscribers, but it wasn't much.
Okay.
Like, I wasn't over 1,000. And I was almost at like the halfway mark through that year. So I was like, man, at this rate, I'm not even gonna get a tenth of my goal by the end of the year. So I feel like I got this idea actually from one of these like coaching programs I was in at the time. I was in Graham Cochran, his program, and I believe so. Not 100% sure on timing, but in this program, he talked about, like, one of his lessons that he taught was how can you essentially piggyback off of viral content, right?
Okay.
So if there's a news article online, somebody's talking about whatever the newest thing is, Dante Bowe or Maverick City Music Nate Drama, whatever the situation may be, like, if you can find something in your space that people are already talking about, and create a video surrounding that topic, then kind of like you can carry on with that momentum, and you don't have to start from zero, right? You're catching on to somebody else's momentum. So I kind of found that in the musical space. There was there's a bunch of people who make videos and of them playing online. Found a guy here who does some cool, like, kind of comedy / gospel playing videos, and did some breakdowns of it, and yeah, it took off.
That's so crazy. I think it's so insane because that's a clear contrast between the both of us. Like, when I started YouTube, I was just winging it, to be honest. Like, I went in there winging it, blogging. I didn't have a plan, goal. I didn't even know what I was doing, to be honest. And I started my channel back in 2015. So it's just crazy to see how Elijah went in with a mindset of, let me learn as much as I can learn before I start this thing. And then he never stopped learning. Like, even as he continued to create content, he continued to learn new things and see where he could grow and all that stuff. Another thing I noticed in that first year was your action. Can you speak to that a little bit? Like, how you saw your massive action transform your channel?
Yeah. I'll say, first off, I think people's actions and approaches to a thing is always going to be shaped by their circumstances. So even in, like, the difference between me and you, I think you had a little bit more freedom to kind of just test it out and kind of, just like figure it out along the way, take your time. Because I think when you started it, you were in college, you were in university when you first started your YouTube channel?
I think I literally was just about to graduate, or had graduated.
Yeah, so you were getting ready to graduate, had graduated already, somewhere around there. Immediately jumped into working, into the job market, right? So you had other things going on, other priorities. Versus when I jumped into YouTube, I had just moved to Canada. We had just moved to Canada. I was still going through, like, the whole residency, kind of green card process, visa stuff for Canada. Couldn't work.
Right,
So, but we needed money. And because we needed money, because Ave was pregnant at the time with Shiloh, with our son, or else I think you're pregnant, or like he was just born, something like that. It was right around the time where he was born. And so I legally couldn't work in this country, in Canada. She had just left from maternity leave, or was getting ready to leave from maternity leave, which meant, like, your check was gonna be cut in half.
Yeah.
So we were living off like half a paycheck. So that situation itself, like, kind of forced me to, because it was like, I don't have any other options right now. And I can't go apply for no jobs, so, like, I gotta do something for myself.
That's so crazy. You were in kind of like a burn all ships mentality, like nothing.
They were already burnt.
They were already burnt. All the ships were burnt, so I need to figure it out.
Yeah.
That's really amazing. Okay, compare me before last year and my mindset. So like before last year, so 2021, what was my mindset then? This guy's about to roast me. I know he's ready, guys. But it's okay, I deserve it. Before 2021, what was my mindset then? And then seeing my mindset, like how has it changed from 2021 till now? Where I've seen all the growth that I've seen in the last year.
We being unfiltered here?
We can be unfiltered.
Okay, so I think it was just one main shift. From what I've seen, you let fear rule your decisions. Essentially, it's kind of like what it's boiled down to.
Yeah.
You let the fear of failure and even the scars of failure, because I mean, I guess technically, well, I don't look at your situation as failure.
Yeah.
But your expectations weren't met. I'll say that. You didn't have
and
failure.
I perceived it as failure.
Right.
Yeah.
But your expectations weren't met and you perceive that as failure. Now, I think failure is not like when you don't accomplish your goal.
Right.
Failure is you don't accomplish your goal and then you give up.
Right.
That's true failure.
Yeah.
If you don't hit your goal, then it's just a lesson learned.
Right.
You know, there should really be no such thing as failure unless we quit. But I think letting fear and like scars like guide your decision making led to a lot of stopping, starting, discouragement, even like not trusting yourself, not trusting what God had told you,
Yeah.
the word that He had given you.
Yeah.
You know, and so that was mainly, I think, the biggest thing holding you back. You know, but this year, over the last couple of years, it's crazy because there's been absolutely nothing in the physical, I feel like, that's changed.
True.
If anything, it's gotten harder.
Yeah.
Like even in this season, because you're pregnant. So nothing physically has changed, but I hear so many like successful people, entrepreneurs talking about how in order to do something, in order to be something, you have to have the mindset first, right?
Yeah.
You have to make up in your mind, like change will happen. Anything that happens in the physical reality will happen in your mind before it happens in reality, right?
Right.
And so like with this situation, nothing has actually changed about our circumstances. Our circumstances, I mean, they've gotten a little bit better, but like your abilities to create content has not changed. Like the gear and all the equipment that we use, like the only thing that really changed, the catalyst, was you just saying, hey, I'm actually going to go full throttle on this.
Yeah.
Like you had a huge turnaround on Instagram when you did a 30-day challenge, which turned into like a 60-day challenge.
I think it was 40 days.
Yeah, 40 days. So you had that. We was like, you know what? Let me do something that I've never done before.
Yeah.
Let me go ham, go crazy with the content, and see what happens.
So good. That's so true. And how would you say in the last year, what has changed? Like, what have I done in the last year that's different?
Consistency. So you've been consistent and you've been okay with being uncomfortable, which I think is just as important. I'm not gonna say more important, but being consistent is great. But then I think we can almost like outgrow our consistency. Meaning we can get to a point where consistent isn't going to do anything for us.
Yeah.
Or it's not gonna get us
where we want to be.
It got us to where we are at currently.
Yeah.
But it might not get you to where you want to go.
Yeah.
So then you have to be uncomfortable, switch gears and do something that you're not used to doing.
So good.
To move forward. Yeah.
That's so good. You are. Do you guys see why I married this man? Do you guys? No, but he's like so wise. But yeah, I love all of that and I completely agree. And I would also add that I did change my mindset in the way of, I'm gonna actually be consistent, which is what, sparked the whole 30-day Reels challenge.
Yeah.
But I also would say that the action also helped to change my mindset as well.
Right. Which is something I've never experienced before, which is interesting. So that's a completely different experience we had. But I think that's amazing. I think it would be really helpful to a lot of people.
Right.
Is like, even sometimes you gotta like fool yourself.
You got to come to the table, like,
or prove yourself wrong.
Yeah,
essentially, you know.
Exactly. I proved myself wrong. I'm so glad you said that. That's gonna be a module in my course. But that's exactly what I did. Like, I didn't have enough belief within myself to attack this whole content creation journey and be like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna make it happen. I didn't have that. Like, I had been so scarred over the years of my, like, during my content creation journey, that I didn't have that in me. So I kind of came to the table with like bits and pieces of belief, but it wasn't complete belief, you know? Now I'm in a completely different space, but I would attribute a lot of my action to that and the results. Like, seeing how I was impacting people, seeing how it was changing people's lives, and people would be like, oh my gosh, I just love your content, I love your authenticity, I love your transparency. Like, that did something for me, and it also broke a belief. So I'm just really glad to be married to somebody like Elijah, because I've been able to see a direct mirror of myself, like where I guess I would say fallen short in a sense, like when it came to career, calling, and all that stuff. Elijah doesn't, like, even if you do get discouraged, which I don't really see, maybe it's just internal, but even if you do get discouraged, he doesn't stop. He doesn't let, like, failures or like something we've been talking about, the valley of despair, like, you're not seeing what you want to see, basically, and Elijah won't let that stop him. He'll just keep going. Whereas for me, I'd let that stop me, and now I'm not doing that anymore. So yeah, that has been really awesome, and I'm really glad that seeing how he's shown up has directly affected how I show up. And in the last year, I've been able to grow from 1,700 followers to 50,000 followers, and I would attribute a lot of that to my husband, you know, as well. Like, seeing how he shows up has really impacted my life. So persistence. Persistence is really huge, you know, and I think it's something a lot of people struggle with, like a ton of people, you know. And honestly, because they say, what is it, like 80% or something of businesses fail in the first 5 years? That's crazy.
Yeah, something like that. But the numbers are crazy. Like, majority of people who start a business fail, right? And my personal belief, I don't have like facts to prove this up, but my personal belief is a lot of that is because people just give up.
Yeah.
Not because it's not a good business idea,
right.
Not because they're not capable, or because they made these huge mistakes, but actually just because it got hard and they gave up.
Right.
You know?
Okay, so the last thing that I also wanted to talk about was, how has you growing an audience, like, how has it been able to impact your life, impact your business, and all of that? Because I kind of want people to see, like, if they're a little bit unsure about content creation, but they know that they're called to it, like, giving them a deeper meaning for growing an audience.
Yeah. So, where to start? That's a good question. I'll just start off with how it's impacted me, and then like why I think people should grow an audience.
Okay.
So just growing an audience for me has been super impactful business-wise, just because the way that I started my business and selling products and things like that was through social media, through YouTube. And so essentially, the larger the audience that I have, the bigger the customer pool that I have, right? And essentially, the more sales I'm gonna make, the more money I'm gonna make.
Yeah.
So over the last couple of years, like, been able to build a consistent business, 6-figure business. We're going to 7-8 figures, you know, over the next few years. And
my Tessie's on the way.
Another Tessie. But so just been able to support the family, you know, and we've been able to live a pretty comfortable life off of that. And then not only that, it's amazing as well, something that I didn't even expect was the level of impact that even as a for-profit business has had on other people's lives. I think has been incredible. So, I mean, I feel like teaching music isn't necessarily going to be life-changing. Yeah. But I love seeing my students talk about how man, they're playing for their local church now, and they feel like their skills are improving, or they're going to college for music, you know, whatever. One of my students is releasing an album. He's ready to release an album in another month or so. And so like hearing those stories is amazing for me, you know? And so I know for you, you get more of that because you started off building an audience, not even trying to sell anything. It was literally just, I'm going to share my life with the world, and like, we're going to build a relationship with these folks online, right? And so I think that is probably even more impactful because you just like, I think because you share so much, I think there's more areas and aspects of your life that people can learn from, rather than just one specific skill set, you know?
That's so good.
So yeah, in general, I think building an audience is not for everybody, honestly. I'm gonna get that.
That's actually true. You have to feel called to it.
Yeah. And I mean, because hey, some people work well in a setting where things are assigned for them, and steps are provided, 1, 2, 3 to 10, right? Whatever it may be.
Right.
But for the folks who do feel like they have something important to share, and I think everybody actually has something important to share with the world. It's like a social responsibility to take the lessons that you've learned in life and share it. It may not be to thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people, but you should at least share with people in your community, right?
Yeah.
But the people who do feel called to share their life, their experiences, their knowledge, their skills with the masses, I think that's the only way you can have a large impact. Not the only way, but one of the best ways to have a major impact on our world and to reach people instantly is through social, through YouTube, online, you know?
So good, so good. Well, guys, I wanted to be able to share with you guys an amazing resource that I created. Obviously, you can see that we're passionate about content creation, and it's definitely impacted our lives and other people's lives. So I created a course called Create. And I'm so excited about it because for so many years, I knew that I was called to create content online, but because of my limiting beliefs and because of like all the things that I struggled with, it just held me back from seeing the fruit, seeing the results, and impacting you guys. And you guys are like the most important piece of the puzzle. So I created this resource so that you can confidently create content online. And I want you to be able to create effective content. I want to be able to give you strategy. I want you to be able to attract a dedicated audience. So I'm really excited to be able to offer that resource to you guys. Right now, we are open for pre-orders up until October 20th, and it'll be available at the lowest price that it will ever be available for, because after October 20th, the price will be going up. So if you know that you're called to content creation, if you know that you've been on the sidelines and you're like, man, I'm so tired of seeing other content creators, even though you might be happy for them, you're like, I know I'm meant to be on that team, then this course is for you. So click the link below to get more information. And I just want to say thank you to my sexy husband.
Wow.
For being on this video.
Yeah, no problem. I just thought about something too.
Okay, yeah, tell me.
For the people out there, I know everybody's had this thought. If you've seen somebody online and you was like, yo, this person got 80,000, they got 15,000 followers, I'm funnier than them. I know more than them. Or like, I have a skill that should have me with a big audience like they do, right?
Yeah.
If you felt like that, you probably were missing this masterclass, yo. I've been sitting here watching my wife work, y'all. And the amount of content that's in here, the amount of jewels and nuggets that you're gonna get, and just the way you're gonna get a strategy to grow an audience. It's like a proven formula, you know? You sign up for this masterclass and you're getting a proven formula on what it takes to build an audience, right? A dedicated audience, okay? So definitely check it out, sign up now. Yes,
so also my husband's gonna be doing a little sneak peek in one of the modules. I basically begged him and he was like, okay, fine. So I'm really excited that you guys are gonna be able to hear more of his wisdom as well, because he's just amazing. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it helped you. So like, comment, and let us know what nugget resonated with you the most in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe. Bye, guys.
Peace out, y'all.